And today I want to talk about books that have come out in 2024. So I made a video, 3 most anticipated books, but I realized, well, a lot of books came out that I didn't know about, and I wanted to make sort of like a version 2 about it, and I also just wanted to discuss some books that came out. So let's talk about it, okay? Let's talk about it. So first in line we have Heroes by Gratz. So this is a really great book. And so, this is about, quote, a date that will live in infamy. On December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japan, by the Japanese Empire. And that launched the United States into World War II, for those who haven't been properly versed in history. Anyway, the Pearl Harbor attack was a horrific attack, as you can see from right here. From the cover, it destroys a lot of battleships. It was Pearl Harbor was in Oahu. Pearl Harbor is both like the body of water and like the military base. In fact, you can still visit the Pearl Harbor Memorial. You can visit the Pearl Harbor Memorial in Oahu if you go right now. And anyway, I really like Gratz's books. I made an introduction video to this. You've probably seen it. If you haven't, please check it out. Anyway, this book, I'm going to explain more about that in the introduction video, so go over to that. You can watch it after this video. But yeah, Gratz's books are amazing. He writes so much historical fiction. These days, I think that he's written a lot of historical fiction. He's also written a book called 2 Degrees, and that book is about kids who are struggling to live through natural disasters that will happen or have already happened. And I mean, by that I mean like not actual natural disasters, but it's a really good book about climate change, and it really spurs us, and its message is clear. People, we're right now living in a world of climate change, and things are getting worse and worse with every passing day. We need to do something, and these people are in danger because of climate change. If we don't act soon, well, the entire world is going to be embroiled in natural disaster after natural disaster after natural disaster. Humans are going to have to start fighting over the few natural resources that are left in the world, and etc., etc. But I really like that book. And Heroes is another really fun book. At first, I wasn't very sure if I was going to love it. Soon, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? That's what happened. So yeah, Heroes, I really recommend it. It just came out, and I think it's gonna be fun. So, next, this book was published in 1937. It's a Japanese classic. The reason I'm talking about this is because, well, Hayao Miyazaki's latest film, The Boy and the Heron, which I really liked when I watched in the movie theater. Well, it wasn't based on this book, like almost like I'm gonna say around 95% was like pure Miyazaki magic. But there were some similarities, I guess. There are some similarities, so I think and so now, and so a few years ago, there was an English version. It's really popular, and the foreword is by Neil Gaiman. So this is a really fun book. And yeah, Neil Gaiman is the author of Coraline and the Graveyard Book, which are 2 very awesome books that you should definitely check out immediately. But anyway, I bought the Kindle version. And this isn't a recent book, but it has come into the public eye recently, and I got interested in recently, and now I am actually making a series about it. So check that book out. It's a classic, and classics are pretty good. So yes, think that there's an imaginary book here. Next, we have City Spies. City Spies, that's the book that I really like, and that's a series I really like, and we got number 5 by James Ponte. And I really liked it. I read it all in a few days, and now I made a video about it, and it's online, so you should check that book out. City Spies is really fun. I totally recommend reading the entire series. So City Spies goes here, and the reason I don't have that, well, I do have it. It's on my Kindle. So Kindle stands for both books. Yes. Now we have Slugfest by Gordon Corman. Slugfest, Gordon Corman is an amazing author. Like, all of the books that he makes are really good. They're all middle grade. They're really fun. They're all captivating. All of the ideas are amazing. Gordon Corman's second to latest book, Mixed Up, was also really fun and enjoyable. I loved it. It's super unique. It's actually based after the COVID pandemic, so a lot of you can connect to it, and it's truly a very awesome story. Very creative, totally new ideas. I really liked it. I think it's another Gordon Corman hit so far. Like, a lot of people haven't reviewed it on Amazon. I have no idea why, but I 100% recommend that book. Check it out, okay? In fact, I have Mixed Up right here. Check this amazing book out by Gordon Corman. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Slugfest. Slugfest, it has some sports. It means something in sports that I'm not going to get into, but that's because I don't even know what that means. But Slugfest, well, judging from the good reviews so far, and judging from, the fact that it's a Gordon Corman book and Gordon Corman's a genius, I am expecting this to be a very fun book. So I haven't read it yet because it's not available at my library, but it's. I haven't read it yet. I have a hold on it currently, but it's not come yet in the library. But I think it's gonna come tomorrow. But I'm really expecting to like Slugfest. I'm probably gonna make an entire video about it, so that's gonna be really fun. So Slugfest is a really good book, and then Gordon Corman decided to release another book this year. Yay! It's called Faker. I read the storyline. I just couldn't help myself. And here's what I thought. 1, Gordon Corman's a genius. 2, Gordon Corman's a genius. 3, I would love to be an author like him. 4, this book is gonna be a hit. I'm really gonna like it. 5, I am definitely buying it. I'm definitely buying it the second it comes out. So that's gonna be really fun. It's still a book in the future, but it's gonna be fun. Then I also, in my 3 most anticipated books for 2024 video, I also, mentioned some other books, but yeah, I'm gonna go over them again. There's the Amari 3 book. So Amari 2 was Amari in the Great Game. It's still ongoing. The fight's still ongoing. Please read the other 2 books before that to really get a hang of, what it means. At least read the second book. At least read the second book, but reading the first book is also, crucial. In fact, yeah. Just read both books. I think that they're both really crucial. Forget what I said earlier. They're both really crucial to the story. I just sort of forgot, but yeah, they're both really crucial. You're sort of missing out if you don't read those anyway. And then there's Amari 3. Then there's also Percy Jackson 7. Percy Jackson 6, it was pretty good. And I have really high hopes for Percy Jackson 7. And then there's Charlie Thorne 4, which is scheduled to come out in April. I am so excited about that. So yeah, there's a lot of awesome books that I am expecting. A lot of books that I think that are going to be great, and some books that have already come out and I find really awesome. The last book that I'm going to talk about before I end this video is in the last book that I'm going to be talking about is Rick Riordan books. Rick Riordan Presents books. If you don't know what that is, then you can search it online. I'm not going to give you a definition here. Okay, fine. So Rick Riordan, he writes about mythology, really fun. I love his books. They're like mythology, but they're actually like they're in the world. So like there's demigods, there are actual Greek gods, there are Greek monsters, there are quests. Really, really fun. I love his books. Like he's in my top 3 authors list, along with Stuart Gibbs and another author that I'm not gonna mention right now. That's a mystery that you're gonna have to figure out, but he's another really popular author in the middle grade world. And then Rick Riordan Presents is an imprint of Hyperion Disney, where Rick Riordan publishes all of his books, and it empowers other authors to write mythology like him, but they're all totally different. So maybe they all have like roots in mythology or stories, but they're so different. All of them are so different and so unique, and all of them are like portals into completely other new worlds, and so they're not alike. Like maybe you could say, they're all about mythology, but even in that, they are so different. So I can't say that these books are like Rick Riordan books. They possess the same humor, fun, and excitement, but other than that, they're completely different. So expect totally new stories, totally new things. Like some of them aren't even demigods. They're other types of creatures, and I really like that. So Rick Riordan Presents, I really like them. And then now we have 2, and see, these are books, not new books. I think they were both published in 2023, but these are some recent Rick Riordan books. First, a book by one of my favorite authors, Roshani Chokshi, and I'm pretty sure I've mispronounced her name, but I love her books. Her books are great. I love the Aru Shah series. You have to check that out. It's like they're must reads. I love them. Please read them in order. And I really like them. And now she released a new book, The Spirit Glass. So I'm so excited to read that. It actually came out sometime in late 2023, but I haven't read it yet. Unfortunately, I have no idea why, but now I am ready to snatch it off of the shelf of the latest library or bookstore that I stumble across. And then there's Fox Snare by Yoon-Ha Lee. That's the third book in the series. The first 2 books are The Dragon Pearl and Tiger's Honor. So check that book out once you've read the other 2 books. I've read the Dragon Pearl book, and I'm currently thinking about I'm currently reading Tiger's Honor. And if I got the name wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm 99% sure it's Tiger's Honor. Fine, 75% sure. But I know that the third book is called Fox Snare. I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm really hyped about checking that out. So those are some awesome new books that you should totally check out that came out recently. There is Heroes, there is City Spies, there are the Gordon Corman books, there are the upcoming Rick Riordan, Stuart Gibbs, and B.B. Alston books. There is the classic that just came into the public's eye, How Do You Live? And there are Fox Snare and The Spirit Glass. And the reason I paused there was because I suddenly didn't remember their names for some reason, even though I was just talking about them a moment ago. Anyway, these books will fill up your reading list for a long time. I hope that you enjoy, and I'll see you next time. Bye, and happy reading!